Buy one, get one 70% off during Winston's Labor Day sale.
Call 800-375-3000 or go to winston.com.
Restore your teeth and self-confidence in one day at Dental Implants GPS.
I don't think I ever looked like this before. Oh my God. I didn't think it'd have that big of an impact.
At Dental Implants GPS, a team of board-certified oral surgeons will guide you to a new smile in just one day. Receive a complimentary consultation and CT scan when you call 800-910-4900 or visit findmysmile.com.
Are you experiencing like an ominous sense of foreboding?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Wellington Paranormal.
New episodes premiere tonight at 9.
Good morning, I'm Eric Spielman in for Frank Buckley. A violent carjacking turns into a shooting in Boyle Heights. Find out what happened just moments before gunfire erupted.
Good morning, I'm Trevor Shirley live in Washington. President Biden is set to announce a student loan forgiveness program, but not everyone's going to qualify. I've got the details coming up ahead.
Good morning, I'm Gene Kang. Closing arguments now underway with a jury watching and listening closely here in federal court as Vanessa Bryant and Chris Chester break down in tears in the courtroom. We have details about that coming up next.
Good morning, I'm Jessica Holmes. As that trial wraps up, fans of Kobe Bryant are remembering him on Mamba Day. Going to take a look at how the Lakers legend is being remembered, including a brand new mural. We'll show it to you.
Good morning, I'm Sam Rubin, new here at 10 o'clock. Remember when Ted Lasso's real-life lawyers served his real-life wife divorce papers while she was doing a big presentation? Well, Olivia Wilde has a lot to say about that now. You'll hear from her coming up.
Hey, good morning, everyone. And here we go on a Wednesday, halfway through the week. Temperatures still on the hot side. Still a big chance of getting some of those showers and thunderstorms, especially out in the desert. Our Morongo Casino camera bouncing around pretty good, and there are some clouds off in the distance. Some of those storms could be kicking up as early as 1:45 today. 76 coastal, downtown 85, 98 for the San Fernando Valley, 87 Orange County Inland, Inland Empire 99, High Desert 103. Eric.
Mark, thank you. New this morning, a violent carjacking attempt ends with gunfire in Boyle Heights. It happened around 1 a.m. on East 3rd Street near the 10 freeway. Investigators say a man and a woman had just arrived home. They were sitting in their car. They were approached by a man with a gun who told them to get out of the car. The victims tried to drive away. The suspect opened fire, hitting the man in the car. The couple was able to drive to safety and call police. The shooting victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No arrests have been made. The jury in the trial of Vanessa Bryant's lawsuit against L.A. County could begin deliberations as early as today.
One of her attorneys is asking the jury to award Bryant and her co-plaintiffs $75 million in damages. Closing arguments are expected to wrap up this morning. KTLA's Gene Kang live in downtown L.A. with more. Gene, good morning.
Good morning, Eric and Jessica. I was able to walk inside of the packed courtroom here at the federal courthouse, and I can tell you, extremely emotional. Vanessa Bryant and Chris Chester have been breaking down in tears as their attorneys are talking about Gianna and those deadly photos of burnt bodies that were possibly shared with the public and non-law enforcement and non-emergency responders. So, of course, they are now building the case here during closing arguments. As you take a look, this was them walking into court earlier this morning at about 7 o'clock. This is Vanessa Bryant, as well as Chris Chester and loved ones, as you see here, arriving to federal court for the 11th day of the trial with Vanessa's daughter, Natalia, and close family friend, Sydney LaRue. She is now wearing white today, possibly signifying peace, purity, and hope. We point that out because it's a big contrast to all the black clothing that she wore just yesterday. Now, this is what you could say is on the table. The jury is starting to get their instructions, hopefully soon, according to their attorneys, and they're going to have to decide, did the county first responders violate Bryant's and Chester's constitutional privacy rights under the 14th Amendment by publicly distributing crash scene photos, allegedly because they wanted to use them as souvenirs? Is LA County liable for this? If so, how much money should the jury award the families for their previous and future emotional distress. The amount that they're seeking right now is $75 million. Now, as I was in the courtroom just moments ago, Vanessa Bryant and Chris Chester, they were breaking down in tears, covering their faces. Now, their attorneys say that they are being gaslighted by the county, arguing that the mistakes of emergency personnel is not a violation of their amendment rights, and there is not enough evidence, and that also therapists, counselors, medical information was not brought to the courtroom. Now, the family's combined lawsuits alleges negligence and invasion of privacy after LA County Sheriff, Fire, and other emergency responders shared helicopter crash photos of remains, including badly burned bodies. We know the victims were Bryant's 41-year-old husband, Kobe, 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, Chester's wife, Sarah, and couple's 13-year-old daughter, Peyton, in that 2020 tragedy. We know, of course, as the closing argument starts to wrap up, deliberations could start at any moment, but extremely emotional. And according to the attorney for Vanessa Bryant, they say that the evidence is very clear that by sharing badly burned body photos with people who are not law enforcement in places like a bar or to a bartender, that is definitely a violation of their rights. Reporting live here in downtown LA, Gene Kang, KTLA 5 News. Back to you.
Gene, thank you. Today is Mamba Day in Los Angeles. It's the unofficial remembrance of Kobe Bryant. It is held every August 24th, representing the numbers 8 and 24 that he wore on his jersey during his career. This is a live picture of a giant outdoor mural in downtown LA. It's on the side of the headquarters of West Coast Trial Lawyers. It will be officially dedicated this hour. It's at 1147 Hope Street near Flower Street. And also other things going on tonight at the Santa Monica Pier. The Ferris wheel there will be lit up with the numbers 8 and 24, along with the colors purple and gold. As we remember the Mamba today, the Lakers sent some gifts to some newborns at the UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital. They also sent a letter along with the Mamba swag. The letter read in part, "One of your family's most special days has landed on one of our organization's most celebrated days. On this year's Kobe Day, here's to your next generation Lakers fans." And they've already got a little of the Mamba mentality in them.
Very sweet. President Biden says the U.S. will send a new round of military aid to Ukraine, totaling nearly $3 billion. In a statement, the president says it will allow Ukraine to fight Russia for years to come. It includes air defense systems, artillery drones, and other equipment. The announcement comes on the anniversary of Ukraine's declaration of independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Along with the U.S., today Germany pledged another $500 million for Ukraine's war effort.
With the war in Ukraine still raging, that nation observes a solemn Independence Day. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and his wife visited a memorial in Kyiv for those killed in the war with Russia. The memorial also commemorates those who died in battles in the Donbass region since 2014. Now, mass gatherings to observe Independence Day have been banned in Kyiv as a security precaution. In another city, soldiers released a large Ukrainian flag that was carried into the air by attached helium balloons. President Biden issued a statement marking Ukraine's independence. He said, quote, "Over the past 6 months, Ukrainians have inspired the world with their extraordinary courage. Today is not only a celebration of the past, but a resolving affirmation that Ukraine proudly remains a sovereign and independent nation."
Today, President Biden will announce a new plan to forgive student debt for millions of Americans.
KTLA's Trevor Shirley is live in Washington, D.C. with more. Good morning, Trevor.
Eric and Jess, good morning. This has been a top priority for Democrats for some time now, but until recently, the White House still wasn't on board. That changes today. We're expecting President Biden to make this announcement in just about an hour from now over at the White House. This plan, as we understand it, will forgive up to $10,000 worth of federal student loan debt per borrower, but that only applies to individuals making less than $125,000 a year or families families making up to $250,000 a year. The amount of loan forgiveness goes up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. The plan also extends the pause on student loan repayment until January. This is also the last extension the White House says will be issued. That pause went into effect when the pandemic started and was set to expire at the end of this month. President Biden has been under intense pressure from liberal Democrats to help hard-hit borrowers, but Republicans and even some moderate Democrats question the fairness of this plan and wonder why it's the government's responsibility to bail out borrowers who willingly entered into those loans. Republicans also say forgiving loans and extending the pause on loan repayments could make inflation worse when millions of people end up with more money to spend.
I don't know how we can afford it with a deficit spending. I think we need to look at the systemic problem that this is causing and try and look at a thing more holistically.
As a former college professor, I know how onerous student debt can be and can very much influence what kind of investments you make as you set up your career and life. So, yes, I believe
$1 billion over the next 10 years, which that group says comes out to around $2,000 for every taxpayer. That's the latest here in Washington. We'll send it back to you guys in L.A.
Trevor, thank you. All right, it's Wednesday. That means the weekend's just around the corner.
Oh, well.
What does the forecast
Be here before
say?
you know it.
Yeah, be there before you know it. Weather forecast for the weekend is going to be actually nice. It's going to be a little bit cooler than that, but we might have a little bit of a rocky road before we get there, especially out in the deserts, the mountains, and the Inland Empire. Currently, 75 in Santa Ana, 80 in Riverside. Very hot already in Palm Springs, 94 degrees. Up in Oxnard, 65 degrees. And Van Nuys, 80 in Ontario, 75 in Santa Ana. Here's how it's all going to shape up. First of all, we do have a flood watch. That goes on until midnight Thursday, or midnight tonight into Thursday. And that includes Big Bear up in the mountains, deserts, 29 Palms. Included, it will be the Inland Empire. Inland Empire has a couple of areas of unhealthful air and also unhealthful air for sensitive